Don't never let no one else in life distract you from what you know you need to be doing. You know, I tell a motherfucker this, man, before you try to marry a person, fall in love with a person, make sure that you build your own bag up before you have children, if it's able to. Make sure that you got enough situation moving around that you don't have to depend on the next person, man. Because people get in relationships and get stuck because they don't know what to do because they've been getting taken care of by the next motherfucker for the last 10, 15 years. They stopped trying to get an education. They stopped trying to go to work. They stopped trying to make their own money because they were dependent on someone else. And then that's what a lot of females fuck up because when they depend on the next motherfucker, they accept more from that nothing ass motherfucker, man. People accept more from a motherfucker that they feel like they take care of them instead of saying, man, fuck that shit. I can go get that shit on my own, man. I don't gotta sit here and be in misery. Listen to no motherfucker tell me what I can and can't do. Every once in a while, walk around in the same house and act like y'all strangers because y'all mad at each other, man. I'd rather live by myself and have my own environment where I don't never got to worry about the energy changing nowadays, man. I don't never got to worry about someone else's emotions, someone else's life. That's a hard thing for people. People don't understand when you a good man or a good female and you in a relationship with somebody, you try to make sure that person don't have no stress. And that go both ways, you know what I mean? I can't say my marriage was not all bullshit and all good shit, but it was times that when I depended on my wife to have my back, and you know what I mean, she did. You know what I mean? If I needed some money, she got me. If I didn't have no motherfucking credit to get something that I needed, she had me. You know, because I believe anytime that you got anything going in life and you got a bigger picture in life, you don't never let a motherfucker come to the table unless they can bring something to the table. Because if a motherfucker coming to the table empty-handed, that means that motherfucker trying to put something in their bag and leave, man. Don't never let a motherfucker put something in their bag that they didn't bring to the motherfucking table and walk away with it and be able to tell somebody that you was a sucker for giving them something and they didn't even care nothing about you, man. You know what I mean? That's why I tell people all the time, man, you ain't gonna never catch me in no strip club throwing no money to no motherfucking hoes for free. I don't believe in going out taking penitentiary chances and then going up in a strip club giving a bitch some money for free. She didn't go out there and duck and dodge the police and go buy the pack and flip the pack and sell the pack and catch bites and catch snaps. It took, and that's what I don't understand about people, man. You take all the chances in the world for the wrong fucking reasons, man. If more motherfuckers took them same chances for their children, they wouldn't be behind on their child support, man. You see more motherfucking dope niggas in the streets that's riding around with scat packs and Hellcats and online with all this money, but them folk don't see their kids, them folk don't cash up their kids no money, but they'll cash up a bitch $200-300 real quick. There's some niggas that'll cash up a bitch $100 just because the bitch said they broke, and they ain't even never met the bitch, but they'll cash out the bitch $100 or $200. But then when they child called talking about, daddy, I need some shoes, you gotta have this long draw that conversation talking about why your mama ain't doing this and why your dad ain't doing that. When you doing what you should do for your children, you never have to ask, why ain't the other person doing it? You don't, because if your child come and ask you for something, that means they want it. You don't gotta say why the fuck somebody else ain't doing it. Why you worried about what them folk doing in their household, man? You know what I mean? You got so many vindictive ass niggas that they'll take the stress out on their children because they more worried about who fucking they bitch now or they ex bitch. She ain't yours no more, man. Let her go. Long as that motherfucker that's in that house ain't abusing your child and ain't taking nothing out your child's life, man, your child is your child. My child, I'm gonna take care of my child at any means necessary. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna never tell my ex-wife, man, why you ain't doing this? Why? I'm not gonna build a hateful relationship with a person that I said I loved and I would have died for. You know, just because we not gonna be together no more don't mean I gotta hate you. Just because we don't live in the same house or the same state don't mean that I don't respect you. You feel me? Because it's hard for a motherfucker to actually deal with a lot of things that some people got going on in life, and you got to understand that, man. Sometimes when you with a person for so long and y'all going in different directions, you got to let that go. You know what I mean? You got to let it go. You know what I mean? And that's why I say it's too many tender dick ass motherfuckers out here that when a female tell them that, man, I don't want to be with you no more, them motherfucker go kill them. Why? Why? You never know what your blessings was beyond that female, man, or that man. You know what I mean? God didn't make one motherfucker for one motherfucker, man. There be people that be married for 10, 15 years and then get divorced and fall back in love and marry their high school sweetheart or the first motherfucker they ever had sex with or the first motherfucker they ever laid their eyes on they loved in their life. You got people that have kids with one person and then them folk don't get along and they move on and then both of them folk become friends forever and they have different lives. That's what life is supposed to be about, man. Life ain't supposed to be, I'm pulling up in your driveway, we got chaos, we got anger, we need them white folks in our business. You don't need none of that. If everybody doing what they say they gonna do, there shouldn't be no problems. And the main goal when you have a child is to focus on your children. Don't worry about them no more, man. That's not your responsibility. She not your responsibility. He's not your responsibility. You can't get mad that if you stepped out of somebody's life and they found somebody else and they happy, you should be happy. Because you had your chance, you had your opportunity, and it shouldn't be any situations about it, man, because I feel like that it took me a long time for me to realize that for me to actually care about somebody or love somebody, I had to love myself, man. I had to love myself, you feel me? Because I had so much love that I was giving love to every motherfucker around me, and it was draining me. Because I was worried about my daughter that's in Texas, my daughter that's in Florida, my son that's in Alabama, you know what I mean? My mama that's in Tennessee, you know, my dad is in, you know, you get to, when you know that a lot of people in this world love you, you love them same people and you worry about them no matter where the fuck they at, man. You always thinking about them people. You know what I mean? And that's what motivates me to get up every fucking second of every day. Man, I'm on the line at 3 o'clock in the morning talking to folks. Because it hits you and you know you got to get that shit out, man. You know what I mean? I got so much built up in me that if I don't get this conversation out, it's like a backup, man. You feel me? And I just got to let it go. Because there's a lot of things that people have conversation about in life that they be waiting for somebody or somebody to get them sides. You know when people say, God, give me a sign that I need to leave this motherfucker alone, and then a motherfucker pick up their phone and they going through TikTok and they hear me talking about you got to find yourself before you can love somebody else. Then that motherfucker like, damn, that was the sign God gave me. I listened to this was the nigga that dropped out the sky and told me. You know what I mean? Because everybody don't understand that every motherfucker in the world going through the same fucking things as different people, different races. Motherfucker going through poverty. Motherfucker got motherfuckers in jail. Motherfucker got junkies in their family. Motherfucker got prostitutes in their family. Motherfucker got crooked police in their family. Motherfuckers got every problem that you got. But the difference between them and you is you gonna do better. I'm gonna do better, man. You know, I'm one of them motherfuckers that came from nothing. I'm talking about one of them motherfuckers that mom and daddy both was out there on that heroin. I'm 11, 12 years old out there trying to pick up cans. And then I found out what that dope was. Then I started selling dope and I took care of myself and I grinded and I hustled. And I was taught by real motherfuckers. And I know a lot of people say it's wrong, but I was taught the game that you don't hurt your people or hurt nobody. You don't sell nothing that's going to kill nobody. You don't take nothing from nobody. You don't treat no motherfucker like they less than you. And the reason why I wasn't that one of them motherfuckers that treated people less than me, because I always thought if you treat people with respect, motherfucker, you be the last one they tell on.